Morning guys, today I'm down here in Durban with the backdrop of the Victoria Embankment or the Esplanade, and I want to pitch my 7 minutes today for two particular type of clients that you're more likely to be able to refer to me as opposed to someone that's looking to buy and sell their family home. The first one is somebody that you see on admin, managers, receptionists that are earning somewhere between 8 and 12,000 Rand a month, which gives them an affordability of around 400 to 450,000 to buy an investment flat. Now, they might be living at home or up in Morningside or Berea and can't afford where they're physically living, but they can still continue to rent there whilst accumulating investment properties in a zone I'm going to show you today. The second type is people that are already in their home, they're living there, the bond might be paid off, it might be a new bond, whatever, and then to start to buy additional investment properties on top of that. So I'm going to be talking with a little question and answer with Beverly M from here, that the government's throwing money at these guys that are starting out in life, and then APSA for the people that have a lot of time and money in businesses, so that if you're buying more than 2 investment properties, they take the future rental into account. But the key is you need to be buying cash flow positive properties so that you can continue to build and build. Otherwise you get to a point and you hit the ceiling and you can no longer go anymore. So Bev, if you could explain to us, if you've got someone that's earning say 10,000 Rand a month as a secretary or admin staff, how the government is assisting them to get onto the property market.
Sure. So people earning between 3,500 and 22,000 Rand, being a single income earner or joint income. Single income with a dependent, the government actually giving them money. It's a government grant, it's known as FLISP, which is a financial loan independent subsidy program. And people are just not making use of it, but it's there for the taking.
So in terms of costs, would banks give a 100% loan?
The banks are giving a 100% loan, bonds up to 100% frequent. A person would be expected to have availability for transfer costs. But remembering that bonds up to a certain amount, there is no transfer fee, no transfer duty, but the costs the client would be liable for. So they must first qualify for a bond.
Okay, so the entry cost would be quite low and supportive of them.
Yeah, very.
All right, and someone earning around 10 to 12,000 a month would qualify at current rates for around 400 to 450,000. And in the background there I've got the type of properties you would buy. We're going to be going over there now to have a look at them, but with these kind of views it's quite something else. Now Bev, in a scenario like myself as a property investor, the banks often say when I'm applying for new loans that I'm overexposed, i.e. I have too many bonds for what I earn. But I believe APSA is now coming to the party, which is going to help investors like myself, where they take things like the future rental into account. And when you're buying properties here, in what I'm going to show you after this, how you're always going to be making a positive cash flow, and they take that into account and they add that to your salary. So whether you're a property investor or you own the property you're physically living in, but you want to continue to now build a separate portfolio, how does that work?
APSA have come up with a brilliant idea. It's called Buy to Let, and they do take future income into account, whereas some of the other banks don't yet do that. So if you're on your third property, you must be buying your third property, and they will look at the future relative income and take that into account, which will help you to get over that hurdle in terms of affordability and in terms of the ratio of your contractual debt.
Okay, so it's key to not hit the ceiling, to be buying the right properties, i.e. buying low and renting high, and again I'll show you how to do that, so that you don't hit that ceiling and then stump yourself in the foot where you no longer can qualify. That's, I think, the key to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
From here we're in 9th Avenue Waterside, which used to be 9th Avenue Bistro up in Morningside. They came here because of the venue of what's going to be, or the plans for the Esplanade, which is to wrap around from the beachfront promenade and then to connect up there where the cruise line terminal is almost finished. I think it opens later this month. and then make it all the way stretching down to Albert Park for people to exercise, enjoy, and the safety. And when that happens, you're going to see this place rocket, just like South Beach did with Ashaka and that Point Waterfront extension. So from here we're going to go have a look at some of the buildings that I'm actually talking about and real life examples with real life investors involved in there. So let's go. So this flat is traditionally, or should be, a one bedroom, which is over there, but we've created a second and third room available, each one renting at 2,500 each, 7,500 in total. And this is the main reason that the Esplanade is going to keep its value and keep increasing, is with a view like that. So the bond will come to 3,000 a month, the levy is 1,000, so your total cost of 4, and your rent is 7.5. It's going to make you 3.5 profit a month. For part of your due diligence when buying these properties, you're going to want to check a few things. Firstly, the financials, but remembering that the banks will also do their checks on the financials in the building, so that's like a double safeguard or safety net. You also want to see things like the condition of the building. For example, this one over here on the Victorian embankment's just been painted. It's very well looked after. It's well positioned next to the probably the best one on the Esplanade 101, and then you've got that courtrooms over there, and just behind it you also want to look at things like the security, the supervisor, the entrance, type of tenants in and out. Are they students, foreigners, how many people own, how many people rent, the ratio, all of that, all very important when doing due diligence. So I'm just going to show you a few pics now of what I mean by good things. In this building we've got a turnstile over here, so that's controlled by a finger thumbprint that controls overcrowding. On top of that we've got good security, double door, very important, the two brand new lifts here. If these start to pack up, you're looking at 3 to 5 million rand a pop. That'll be a massive special levy for any new owner. Generally in very good condition on the front foyer, it's clean, there's no loitering. So another building, double door there, thumbprint access there, security, and a world-class supervisor, Anusha. She runs this building very well, Art Deco. That's a little office over there, so very well secure, sees people coming and going. Another new lift. And she's very proud of the fact that she got the Durban Art Deco Society gave her an award. You also want to make sure that your location is good, and with views like this you're only going to be attracting top people, middle management that work behind us at the banks, the telecom, municipality, call centers, etc. And the plan is to wrap this Esplanade back up to the Shaka over there. And of course, just over that side you've got Anton Mbedi Street, and that's where all the places of employment are, within easy walking distance. From here we're going to go into John Ross House with the revolving restaurant right at the top. This is was a 2-bedroom apartment. The 2 doors you see here was an extended lounge from here. We created that with drywalling, getting 2,500 over 4 rooms. It's 10,000 plus the parking for 500. It's 10,500 a month. The bond is 4,500. The levy and rates another 2.5. The owner's making 4 to 5,000 a month. Also very well run, new lifts, good trustees, good financials. Again, supervisor's office there, security here, turnstile access there. And again, and it helps when you know security well. Ngiyabonga kakhulu baba. On the ground floor we've got doctors, Tops, Spa, these are all anchor tenants. That's the commercial office section, all tenanted now by municipality. ATMs, restaurants, Gorgeous confidence in the area, shops opening up all the time, laundromats, and then it's right across there to the waterfront and the harbours, the new cruise terminal down there.
Find this photo.
So now we're ending the day here at the Oyster Box in Umhlanga, where the air starts to smell a little bit richer and nicer. Got Clint Warger, previous BNI member a few years back, also a client of mine. I look after some of his properties. We've got a couple of flats together that we jointly own and together have flipped.
Yeah, Ken and I have been investing together for about 10-12 years. Slumdog has made a career for himself investing in Durban in the right places. I believe you make your money in property when you buy. So with Ken's help over the last 12 years, pretty much been cash flow positive on all the investments we've made.
Great.
From month one.
So it's nice to have the lifestyle here in Umhlanga, have a drink, sundowner, but the money's coming from the CBD basically.
Correct.
At the lower end.
Correct.
Cool, thanks. Drinks on me. Cheers.
Cheers, Ken.